How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious. Big news, we are officially getting a new event in only 10 days, a week and a half from now, and with it comes a bunch of freebies, a bunch of events, a bunch of rewards, and the introduction of two new incredibly strong looking heroes. We have Neza over here and Erlong Shen over here. Neza almost certainly will be the next limited unit available in Watcher of Realms, and he looks to be crazy strong. We're going to break him down to the best of our ability here in this video. And then Erlong Shen over here looks to be absolutely nuts, but he will be an ancient exclusive. So only available from your red ancient summons. I want to break down these two units, everything we know about them, everything we know about our next confirmed limited Neza, and everything we know about this event. So let's get into it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Alrighty, folks, let's get right into it. As I said, we have two new heroes coming. You can see that above me, two new units, Neza, who will be the limited, and Erlong Shen, who will be an ancient exclusive hero. These guys look super strong. They're following in the tradition of Sun Wukong, from what I can tell. They look to be figures from the little research I did out of Chinese mythology. This is slightly different than Diaochan and Lubu, who are from the Three Kingdoms story, which is kind of itself a Chinese myth, but not the same, full Chinese history, folklore, mythology, like these two are joining Sun Wukong. If anyone can add more color to that or give me some links, believe it or not, I am not an expert in Chinese mythos. I would appreciate it. I can learn a bit more and share it further in future videos. And I'll give you a shout out if you've got a good link or video for me to enlighten myself. But new heroes are indeed coming. And the really key thing here is going to be it's a whole new event. So is this coming too fast? I'd say no. The highlights of the anniversary event, it kicked off on July 14th. I would say the real biggest hype was like that first week. Then we kind of had a mini week off where we got that first boss. Then the start of the third week was pretty dang hype as well. That's when we got the selector banner and all the part 2 stuff. But after that, I'd say the past week and a half, it kind of fizzled. So the fact that a week and a half from now, we're getting the next big event in Watcher Realms, it feels pretty fair. So we don't know that much about the rewards we're going to get, but they actually did share a lot about these heroes. So let's get into this right now. If we go first to Erlong Shen, you can kind of only see a little bit in this picture. If you want to know where I got this whole slideshow I've created, this is all from the promo video. It was a very short promo video, but a lot was going on. I made like 15 slides out of the best clips from it. If you want to see the promo video, I'll link that in the description and the top pinned comment. But it's kind of hard to see here, but he's got this cute little doggy. And this is clearly a key part of his character. When we look at his exclusive skin, which is super nice, the dog looks absolutely phenomenal. It's kind of hard to get super into a skin for a character who's entering the game with a base skin that may be the single coolest in the game. I don't know if it's my favorite, it might be, but I can guarantee, and maybe it's you, so let me know in the comments, someone already will think he's the coolest looking character in the game, like the coolest looking male character. It just looks like a glorious Arbiter Lord. It's incredible, glowing gold with the white, it's a perfect aesthetic, and he's got a puppy. So they're calling him Erlong Shen, the Mind's Eye, and he's pretty spicy. If we look over here, they give us a preview of the attack range. They tell us how he will be acquired. They give us some hero highlights, and they give us the factions, as well as a description over here. So he's a base 5-star unit. Obviously, these are legendary characters. He is a defender. He's a tank. And from what we can tell, he's got a lot going on in this kit for a tank, but he's the first true tank in the Arbiters. Why do I say true tank in quotes? There is another tank that is Constance. Constance is effectively a support. She's a support healer. She can tank, but she's classified as a defender, but I would say that she's a support healer defender, not a tank defender. He looks to be a DPS buffing tank. That is defender class. So we see defender class over here. He has AoE defense reduction, which is much more rare than you realize, especially on a melee unit in this game. The uptime of it is TBD. But given the other units in the game that provide an AoE defense reduction, someone like an Estrid, pretty dang good right there. You'd think it's at least as good as what she does. So maybe it's 20%, not 30%, but I would think very high uptime. The hope is incredibly high uptime and 30% defense break, TBD. He also has anti-air effects. He has dual faction in Supreme Arbiters and in Starpiercer, as you can see over here. and he has that same range if we think of star piercers and melee units as Araka. I would think when he ults, this range will fill out these corners here, and it will be a 3x4 tile rectangle. But for now, he has that base range of Arrogance, Zeala 2, Araka. There's a lot you can think of, right, that have this style range. Another good example, of course, is Valara. So that's what we're looking at here. Pretty dang cool unit. If we look at the other descriptions, multi-target attack. So maybe not a full AoE. Maybe it's 3 targets. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it goes to a full AoE on the ultimate. You see there is that AoE highlighted here with his defense reduction. Ally buffs. If these buffs are very good and or very unique, he's going to be instantly supremely powerful. And then there's something here, survival. This makes me think some kind of invincibility, some kind of unyielding, some kind of delayed death. I'd be shocked if this guy is not tremendously OP, right? He's the first ancient exclusive they're featuring after Valara. Is he going to be as good as Valara? That'd be interesting. But you can't follow Valara with Admiral Claw, especially when this person is, the first legendary piercer tank ever. The only piercer tanks I believe that we have, the only one off the top of my head is going to be Livian. I think that's it. If we think of other just piercer melee units in general, it's like Numera, Araka, Absin. No defenders are coming to mind. So I think he's the first ever legendary piercer defender. And he's the second ever legendary arbiter defender. He's the first ever legendary piercer defender, second ever legendary arbiter defender. But of those two defenders, him and Constance is a defender, but not really a tank. So a lot of good stuff going on here. I anticipate this guy will be major good. Could, usher in a new Arbiter era. Could be him, Ingrid, Praetus, Valara, whatever you want, Constance. I mean, that could really be something instantaneously. Cassiel, maybe for single target main. I don't know. This is very spicy little introduction here. A lot of people aren't going to get him. The question is, who will he be paired with on his banner? This is the kind of character that makes the video game a ton of money. There's no way they pair him with Twin Fiend or something, right? Or King Hearts or Venoma. He has to be paired with an ancient exclusive. If we think of who's come recently, it's not going to be Valderon. It's not going to be Ingrid. I think it would have to be someone very hype. So that leaves like Nastia, Praetus, Soul Cadence. Praetus would be crazy. My gut says that would be too good a banner, potentially. People are starting to act like Praetus isn't god tier. He absolutely is. That would be crazy. That'd be my hope. I would guess it's going to be Soul Cadence or Nastia. And if I had to shoot, there are rumors about Nastia getting a rerun in the near-ish future. I think him and Nastia would make a lot of sense. She's never had a second banner. She only had her original introduction banner. Soul Cadence had 3 banners, maybe 4 banners at this point, and he did have a rerun right before Nastia's first banner. So I guess it's one of those two. I would say probably him and Nastia, maybe him and Soul Cadence, and then if it's crazy, him and Praetus would be wild. Very, very cool unit. Let's continue on. Now we have Nezha, the Crimson Lotus. Nezha is going to be insane. Like, the level of insane, we never know till we see them and we can test them. None of these guys are on test server yet. The second they are and we have permission, I will show them off. They're not even there yet. But Nezha looks crazy. I thought this was a chick. I think it's like a teenage boy. Looks pretty cool. Very anime-style face. If we look at the description, this is a fighter, base 5-star unit. It's a legendary, strong crowd control, and multi-weapon switching buff. I don't know what multi-weapon switching buff is. It kind of makes me think, are there 2 kinds of damage here? Is there damage with this weapon and this weapon? You can see he has this big staff. It's kind of hard to see. It's like a speared staff. But then also here, he has multiple arms. That's kind of his vibe. It looks like he has 6 arms. And each one kind of holds a different weapon. We've got a whip here. I can't tell what this is. Here's a cool little sword. We've got some kind of ring. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm thinking, is there some way you use him and you can choose different kinds of weapons for different things? Looks incredibly cool. They're saying here single target attack and multi-target attack. If he's got viability where he's like a single target mode and an AoE mode, I mean, this really might be a guy right here. If we look at the factions, wouldn't you know it, it is currently the 2 meta factions for Abyss. It is Watchguard and it is Esotericist. I think my favorite comps in the game right now are Nastia Ingrid comps for Abyss. They keep throwing stuff at us for this. Most recently, we got Narissa over here. We got the whole Poison Trio. And then if we look at Watchguard, we obviously have our amazing fighters, Diao Chan, and then we just got Draylin, who is Watchguard and North Throne. Pretty interesting range here. I would assume the range expands in some way during the ultimate. Does it get longer? Does it get wider? Something like Kagirian Wukong maybe. Looks like a crazy unit. Strong CC, multi-target, and single-target. Defense penetration. They're not saying defense reduction, as they did with Erlong did I mess his name up? Sorry, Erlong Shen over here. I combine Neza and Erlong Shen. He is the defense reduction. He is defense penetration Neza, which means he himself is ignoring some percentage of defense. Certainly, this is going to be a physical damage unit. The defense penetration kind of gives it away. How do I know this will be the next limited? They say special summoning event. That means it's a limited. The only way it would not be a limited, there are two ways when they say something like this. There's a brand new event we've never seen before. There's no way they're running a brand new, never before seen summoning event after the big anniversary. I shouldn't say no way. I'd be surprised if they did. And then the other way would be kind of shard summoning event, which would be a fusion like what we had for Astral, but then they would have said that, and they didn't say that. So I think he's going to be the next limited. I would wager a lot on that. I'm willing to say confirmed next limited, he's going to be that, right? Fighter looks unbelievably cool. Many arms, seems like a real foil to Wukong. Looks pretty dang cool and should be really strong. New skins are released. First up, we have... Actually, I say first up, but this is the only one they highlight in the video. We have Erlong Shen skin. Does look very cool, much more regal and less flashy than this, where he's just kind of like a god, like king god, priest something. This is definitely scaling it back, some kind of traditional Chinese look. I love the doggy here, the glowing hound. Looks incredibly cool. But I think it's going to be, as cool as this is, I think a lot of people are going to like the original skin. They're calling this the Lucent Flame, and it is very much pay to win. Available from a time-limited bundle. Maybe if the effects are really cool, but the original skin is so nice. Now there's a new event raid, and it's called the Nine-Tailed Nightmare. That's also what they're calling the whole event, and it's some kind of beast like this. So I'm assuming this is something out of Chinese mythology with the 9 tails. It makes me think of like the Kitsuna thing we see with Yuri, right? And then the little thing Kagiri has that's like the little foxtail. Is that what this is? I don't know. I mean, I think that's out of Japanese mythology, but this is giving me like 9 tails from Pokemon vibe, but maybe a little more badass. Looks very cool. We're going to go in there and fight it. I have an image of the fight, at least how they previewed it. So this is the 9-tailed guy. All the tails are kind of off screen, but it's Neza and Erlong Shen versus him. Hopefully it's a really cool piece of content. They're calling it a limited raid or a new event raid. I think it's more of like a new event boss, but we'll see for sure later. You do pick up rewards along the way. This is kind of what the path for the event looks like. There's some kind of currency you can see here in the top right corner. That's like a key to enter different stages, and you complete things and you get stuff. An example of something you can get is the exclusive artifact for Neza, though I think maybe this is getting a shard for it, because as you'll see, there is a special shard summoning event. Let me actually skip ahead to that. Artifact Shard Assembly, and that is for this exclusive artifact. You can see it a little bit behind me as well. You can see Neza's portrait there. This is pretty dang cool. If we look at what kind of things are available, these are their highlight rewards. So the already very available, very attainable Mythic Artifact Shattered Hilt. Though Shattered Hilt is best in slot for many of the fighters in this game. Very, very cool artifact. Cool exclusive avatar. I might pick up, I haven't changed my avatar in a minute. I might change it to this one. I like this one a lot. You can also get Erlong Shen's exclusive artifact. Everyone should pick this up. It's going to be his best in slot. They all are nowadays. Especially, well, let's say if it adds extra block. I hope it does. Then we got an event exclusive chat bubble. Cool aesthetic. Fate chapters. This is a new kind of event. We're going to open stuff and you can get rewards. This is like the max promo book. So saves you some promotion, raid, farming, and some materials. Some blue, rare summoning crystals. And then we've got a border as well. Pretty cool border. More aesthetics. More aesthetics here, a little emoji. This is currency for the redeem shop, and then more blue rare summoning crystals. Finally, there is the Artifact Shard Assembly. It's going to be a pretty cool event. So I'm going to leave it right there. We've got our next limited and another new Arbiter, right? So we just got Valara. Now we're getting another Piercer Arbiter, second new Arbiter. We've had, they had a long time, recently, I should say. They had a long time off with introducing new Arbiter units in this game. And then we got Cassiel a few months ago, and now in the span of basically a month, just over a month, we're getting Valara and Erlong Shen. So they're starting to push out more ancient exclusive units. These guys are going to be really, really good. So it's the kind of thing, is Neza to the level of Multi-Awakening Kagiri for DPS? I don't know. But the kit already sounds interesting enough that He should be a great progression unit for anyone, completely dominant, and could be top tier endgame depending on applications. Will he be niche for now with specific stuff like Morden? Will he be instantly dominant? I don't know, but there's no way he won't be great. And Erlong Shen, I mean, seems like a home run. So you're going to have to get lucky to get him. But if he's paired with a Nastia or a Soul Kittens or a Praetus, we don't know of any new Lords on their way. So it's a pretty good time to pull if you have anything new saved up. So there you have it, guys. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate this content, I'm literally filming this right now 8 minutes before my Uber is arriving to get to the airport to go back home to Utah. I'm trying to make the extra effort for you guys, so do consider subscribing to the channel. We're coming up on 47,000 subscribers, and if you want to support me and our community here, we're about to hit 9,000 members on Discord. We're at like 8,890. So if you could do me a favor and join the Discord, link in the description, please do it. The Fast and Fastidious, it's a lot of fun, and you'll stay up to date on all Watch of Realms news, everything I'm doing, any other games you're interested in, you can opt in or out of. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.